everybody. Hope you guys can see and hear me okay. I see we have a bunch of people in the chat already. I'm going to try to set up my other computer here so I can make sure that I can see, everything is working the way it's supposed to. Hope everybody is doing good, and I hope you guys had a fabulous week. I started my new job this past Monday. Pretty exhausted, okay, because I am now working full time, and going into the office full time. And I have to admit, I really do like the change because it's getting me out of the house, So pretty happy about that. Okay, so I do not see anybody in the chat saying the crazy stuff like, hey, Jeanette, we can't see you, we can't hear you, and all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do, as always, okay, I'm just going to get right into it, all right? But first, a couple of the admin stuff. Today is the very last day to join the Embroidery Happy Hour gift exchange, okay? The link is posted on the Facebook group. After today, midnight, okay? Well, let's be honest, okay? I'm not going to do it at midnight tonight, okay? Because I'm actually, I'm pretty exhausted, so I'm probably going to hit the bed. But when I wake up in the morning, okay, and, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up hitting that draw button, and everyone's going to be paired up, okay? So, just to do a little recap, okay, the gift exchange is for folks that are part of the Facebook group. You got to make sure that the account that you have registered in the gift exchange matches the account on the Facebook group, okay? If not, I'm going to remove you because you have to be part of that Facebook group, okay? So I know some people go by a different name or something like that. You need to make sure that I'm aware of that, okay? I saw one person on there. I did email them and ask them, I don't see you on the Facebook group. If I don't hear back, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to kick you out. There's a reason for this, okay, guys? The reason why I'm doing this is because, there are a lot of people out there that do scam, okay? And I can't guarantee anything, but I'm doing the best I can to make sure that I am weeding out the bad folks, okay? If I see brand new accounts that try to get into the Facebook group, I do kick them out. So, I make sure that the accounts are at least 3 years old. I did have one person that, just didn't have Facebook before, and I was able to work it out with them, but the thing is, I am serious about that because I don't like it when I see that people are scammed and all that kind of stuff and everything. And not only that, I want to keep the Facebook group nice and clean, okay? I want it to be with folks that really do love to embroider and sew, do a bunch of different crafts and help each other, okay? I don't want the Facebook group to be full of these scammers and advertisers and all that kind of stuff because I want it to be a safe place for everybody. So, if you're in that Facebook group and you want to join the gift exchange, the link is there, okay? Go ahead and join. Just make sure that the name of your Facebook group and your Facebook account in the group matches with what you register in the gift exchange. Okay, so like I said, tomorrow I will be hitting that button, and I can't believe how the days go by, okay? And in the gift exchange, it has the rules of when you're supposed to mail out. That's right. I'm Detective Jeanette, Miss Max. I saw that. Because I don't want people scammed. I just don't. I want to make sure that we're all safe and we all have a really good time with all this, okay? Even in our group and even in our gift exchange, okay? So, like I said, I'm going to be hitting that button tomorrow in the gift exchange. It has the rules. I will announce when the gifts are supposed to be mailed. I know that in that gift, that Esther gift exchange, you can go ahead and you can they have like Amazon lists. Those are advertisers. Okay. Those are just advertisers trying to get people to buy stuff to send it out as gifts. But remember, the objective of our group is for us to create gifts for each other. Okay. So that's really what it's all about. Okay. Because we're always creating and gifting stuff for our friends, and our family. And sometimes we don't have friends and family that are actually creators just as we are. So we don't get to experience the same type of joy that they sometimes, that they get when they open something that's been made for them. Okay. So that's the whole reason why I do this exchange. This is year 3. And I noticed that the attendees are growing and growing, but it is a fun event. And also, when the in December, we are going to have an embroidery happy hour where I'm going to invite the folks that participated in this gift exchange to come online with me, so that way you can show us what you got. Okay, that way you guys can show people what fabulous gifts you got. We did that last year. It was really successful. A lot of people loved it, and I was really amazed at all the creativity that people did. So, that's going to be a lot of fun and everything. So, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so let's get together and let's talk about this topic. Okay, now I'm going to tell you something. The reason why I came up with this topic, I think it has to do with my job. I'm a planner, okay, and I like to think of things in a strategic way. I am not, the way my brain works is, I kind of like to not just look at what I do, but I always like to look at the larger picture of what I'm doing. Okay. I always ask the questions of, this is how I work at work. Okay. And I'm always asking the questions, why am I doing this? Who is this helping? How is this affecting things? What are the first and second order of effects? And when I'm doing it, I'm always asking the question, is there a way that I can do something better? So I am kind of the type that I am a strategic planner. Okay. And one of the things that I was thinking about was, a lot of times I get a lot of folks that come to me and say, hey, I really want to start an embroidery business, or, a little side gig or something like that. But the thing is that sometimes when I talk to folks, I kind of find that they're really not thinking strategically about what they want to do regarding sewing and embroidery and stuff like that. So I got my little notes, okay, while I was on the bus, coming home. And I started thinking about some of the things that I thought I would share with you guys, so that way you guys can really start to think about this, okay? Now, this is the thing that I'm going to tell you guys. There is really no right or wrong way, okay? But the thing is, the more you think about it and the more you plan, the more better off you're going to be in the long term, okay? So one of the things that I really want you guys to think about is, I want you guys to think about your future, okay? Like right now, a lot of you guys that are watching me know that you like embroidery. Now, I don't know where you are in your journey, okay? Some of you guys may be doing it just as a hobby and just like doing it as a hobby, and like to just do it because they want to give gifts to friends. Well, I'm going to give you a news flash, okay? Which you're going to probably give me that look when I say this, and you're going to be like, what you talking about? Okay, so I'm going to give you a little news flash, okay? Embroidery is a skill set that not a lot of people have, okay? And for a variety of reasons. Well, first of all, not a lot of people know how to do it, and not a lot of people have embroidery equipment. Okay, it is expensive. Embroidery expense, first of all, the machine is expensive. The investment of all the stabilizers and all the materials that go on in creating things and embroidery, it can get kind of pricey. So not a lot of people are into that. So if you are into it and you are doing this just as a hobby and just so that you can give it to friends, chances are Okay. And I don't even want to say chances are, because I have a very strong feeling that it's gonna happen. Okay. Even though you are creating stuff and you're giving them to your friends or you're giving them to your family, what's going to happen is you are going to be approached by someone, okay? Whether it's a friend or a friend of a friend or whatever, and they are going to ask you to embroider something for them. And before you know it, boom, your little business has begun. At first, you may look at it and say, okay, sure, I'll do it for you, no problem. And you may not even charge because you're going to be thinking, oh, I'll just do this one little favor. The favors are going to grow, okay? And before you know it, you're going to do one favor and you're going to feel good. You're going to be like, oh, I did a favor. It feels really good. Then before you know it, you start doing favor number two. Probably you're going to start feeling some kind of way when you start doing favor number 4, 5, or even 10. Then right there, you're going to sit back and you're going to say, what the heck am I doing? I'm working for free. Okay. Because you're no longer doing things just to give to friends and family. Now you're going to start having people approach you and ask you to actually do embroidery for them. Okay. So I just want you just to think about that in the back of your mind. I mean, I know that some folks say, no, Jeanette, that's not true. I'm gonna just embroider for me. Trust me, when people know that you have that skill set, and it is a skill set, okay, that is very much, in the market, okay, because this is the thing also that I want to just put it out there. Sometimes what happens is I have had customers that come to me and tell me, when I go to these big companies, a lot of times they won't do that one item. What they'll do is they'll say, oh, we only work in bulks. So you have to buy like 10 hats. So you got to buy 20 or 50, or they have a minimum of 200. Okay. But if you're local, okay, and you're just doing this on the side, or, you just do it for fun, chances are that you're going to be the one that they can go to just to get that one hat embroidered, the scarf, the book bag, simple little gift to give to friends. You're going to be that person that can deal with the small orders, okay? So, just something that I want to tell you guys, because, it's going to, sometimes people that get into this, their intention is really truly not to start a business, but what ends up happening is, as time goes on and people are become aware of the skill set that you have and what you do, you're going to get approached. You will get approached. Trust me. And especially if you are really good at what you do and you do something amazing for your friends and your family, and they go off and they show it off, trust me, you're going to get called on. Trust me, you will. So let's go down my notes, okay? Just so that we can get your little brain cells going, okay? I used to tell Carlito when he was little, hey, we got to get your brain cells to dance. Okay, so so let's get our brain cells dancing, and let's talk about strategically your embroidery business. Okay, and these are just things to consider. That's all it is. Okay, so when you are looking at your embroidery, okay, I want you to think about your future. All right. Where you want your business to be. Now, you're going to want to do two things. You're going to want to set some short goals, and you're going to want to set some long goals. Okay. Now, and you want to put little time limits on each of them. Now, this is something that I want to actually tell you guys, and it's really, really important. Okay. When you are thinking about your business and you're thinking about where you want it to be in the future, okay, what I really want you guys to think about is to do you. Okay. Now, Jeanette, what are you talking about when you say, what do you mean do you? What I'm saying is that unfortunately, right now, we're living in a time where a lot of people, what they do is when they are looking at themselves and their future, we do a lot of comparison of the person that's next to us. I don't want you guys to do that, okay? What I want you guys to do is to do you. Not everyone, even in all businesses, have the same type of goal, okay? You have to look at what it is that you're doing, and you have to ask yourself, okay? You're not asking the person next to you, behind you, in front of you, or anything. You're not caring about anybody. What we're doing is we're just focusing on you, yourself, okay? And you want to ask yourself what you're doing, why you're doing it, and where is it that you want to go. The reason why I'm trying to say this to you is because no two answers are right or the same. Success is defined by you. Everyone has its own definition of success. You can talk to one person and say, to me, having an embroidery business means having 25 embroidery machines, being in my own building, or owning like 5 different embroidery shops and stuff like that. To someone else, a successful embroidery business could be something small in a bedroom like mine. You work on it when you get to work on it, and you enjoy working with customers. You define it. That's what I'm saying. You define it, okay? A lot of times what happens is people, they look at someone else and then they say, this is what I want. Instead of actually looking within yourself and asking yourself the real honest question of, what is it that you want out of this deal? Okay? You're the one that's doing the embroidery. You're the one that has the skill set. So what is it that you want out of it? It could simply be that you want that big corporation, okay? Or it could be that you just want something small, simple for you to enjoy. There is no right or wrong answer, okay? So when you sit down and you think about your embroidery business and where you want it to go, I want you to think about how it is that you want this embroidery business to be. And when you're thinking about it, I want you to think about the short-term goals and your long-term goals. Now, when you are thinking about your embroidery business, and I'm talking about when you're strategically thinking about it, what I want you to do is I want you to sit back and I want you to envision what you want your business to look like at the end, okay? Because that's how I usually work. I like to work backwards. I like to have my vision. I see it, okay? Now what I want to do is, how can I get to the point where I can touch and feel it? So I am going to know what that bottom outcome is going to be. And another thing too, dreams change, okay? Because remember, this is your dream. It can change. Your dream can be red today, and then it can be blue tomorrow. So don't think that whatever you decide tonight, or that you wake up tomorrow morning and say, this is what I want, that's etched in stone. It doesn't work like that, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to envision what you want. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work backwards. So when we start to work backwards from the main dream, you're going to think about those long-term goals. And then what you're going to do is you're going to also think about, what can you do today to get me to those long-term goals that will eventually get me to that final outcome that I want. That's what I want you to think about. Another thing, remember, I am emphasizing this is all about you and what you want and what you want to achieve. Your goals, short and long, are going to be your own too. What you consider a success, someone else might not consider a success. And that's no right or wrong. It's okay. And another thing too, failures are successes. Failures are not failures. Failures doesn't mean that you can't make it and you can't do it. It means that you just got a little bump, and the bump is a good bump. It was a learning opportunity. So now you know that this doesn't work. And you just put that on the side in your notes and you just keep going. That doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean that you can't accomplish it. That doesn't mean that your dream has to change completely. Sometimes you might have to adjust it a little bit, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this is your dream. Okay. It's not my dream. It's not the person that's next to you, in front of you, behind you, whatever, the one that lives next door to you. Forget that. Okay. This is not keeping up with the Joneses, where nobody's keeping up with no Joneses, okay? This is your journey, okay? And how you want to define it and how you want to enjoy and live it. That's what this is about, okay? So that is the one thing that I kept talking about on the bus, okay? So, just get over that about, oh my God, somebody's doing it this way. So because you see someone doing it this way, and I'm telling you, even if you see me do it a certain way, it's not the only way. Okay. And it may have been the right way for me, but there's probably a better way for you. Okay. So, don't look at me like I'm some, like she's got all the answers. No. I have my journey. You're going to have your journey. And then you're going to discover what works for you. Sometimes you'll probably get a little hint of what might work for you by watching me and watching other people. But at the end of the day, this is your journey. So I just want you guys to really realize that and really take that in, okay? Because that is so, so, so important. There's so much social media out there. You see, there's so much of the keeping up with the Joneses and stuff. Somebody went left, so we got to go left. Somebody went right, we got to go right. You got to go up, down. No, you go ahead and you think about your embroidery business, where you want to go, what you want to see at the end, okay? And make it happen. And take those baby steps, okay? And no, just please understand, success doesn't happen overnight, okay? Sometimes you'll see it for some people, and sometimes it's just that at that moment, at that time, it worked, okay? And they made it big. And also sometimes there's like a little time, where, a lot of people blew up during the pandemic, okay? You know why? Because everybody was home. That's why. So what was everybody doing at home? Okay. You were either teleworking, we were bored, we couldn't go out. So everyone started crafting, sewing, and all that kind of stuff. So guess what? A lot of people became big during that time period because of what it was. Okay. Even think about it. Netflix probably went down a couple of times because everybody was watching Netflix because nobody was going out. Amazon Prime, everybody started joining Amazon Prime. Those that didn't have Netflix now wanted Netflix. So think about that. Sometimes there's patterns, okay? And because of certain patterns, certain events take place that actually triggers something from happening, okay? And there might be an event that comes up that might trigger something for you, okay? And talking about events, let me go with that, okay? Now, sometimes people come out and say, I struggle finding customers. Well, let's talk about events, okay? There might be an opportunity out there. If you guys keep looking, you may end up finding out there's a sport event. And then all of a sudden, oh, I can embroider shirts for people. I can embroider book bags for people, okay? So just think about those things. Some of you guys go to church, right? Christmas is coming, right? So you can embroider some stuff. Sometimes on churches, they have the baptism events. It's an opportunity there to embroider some baby blankets for their baptism, to embroider some baby gowns, okay? You can put the baby's name on it, the date they're being baptized, little baby hats and stuff like that. events, opportunities, moments that, can really trigger something, okay? That can, before you know it, you participate in one of these events. Next thing you know, you did so good that boom, you become like the big success. And it's like, oh my God, now everybody around here knows who I am. Right, Mello? I mean, so what I'm saying is, you know, um, it's gonna happen in time. Okay, everybody has their moment. Success doesn't happen right away. Okay, you're gonna fail sometimes, you're gonna make mistakes, you might even go to an event and it didn't even work out, or whatever. But that doesn't mean you quit or anything, right, Mello doesn't quit for anything, right, Mello? You see him? Yay. Okay, so we don't quit, right, Mello? Never, never, never. I know, I love you too. So, just something I want to think about. So, I know I'm probably getting off track, but let me go through this. Okay. The outline that I have, thinking about the future and where you want your business to be. Think about your short and your long term goals. Okay. It mentioned that. And set time limits for your goals too. Okay. Because the thing is, I could come out and say, hey, I want to, my goal is that I want to have, I don't know, 2 embroidery machines. I could have 2, and then 20 years from now, you reach out to me, hey, yeah, I still want 20 embroidery machines because I didn't set a due date. Okay. I didn't set a time. Now, also the due dates can be flexible too. Okay. So don't think that just because you have due dates that they're not flexible. Okay. So, but set a time limit for each of your goals. Okay, say my long-term goals are about 5 years, and then my short-term goals are maybe like 1 or 2. Set them up and everything. Draw up your plan. Okay, and then like I said, do you, don't worry about what other people are doing. We need to focus on you and what you are doing. Okay, and don't worry that someone has taken off. Be happy for them. If they took off, be happy for them. And you're going to have your moment. Okay, your moment is going to come because you're going to keep working hard and you're going to make it happen. So don't worry about that. Okay, don't feel like you're being left behind or you're not going to make it or anything like that. Okay. Also, I want you to really think about why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, is it for fun? Are you doing this because you just want to earn some extra money on the side? Is it just to keep you busy? All right. Um, or do you just do this because you just like making gifts for family and friends? Now, I keep telling you, I said this in the beginning, though, even though you make gifts for family and friends, trust me, the person's going to come that somebody's going to want something from you. So, like it or not, that little business thing is going to sneak in there. Okay. And stuff. And, first couple of times, like I said before, you may not mind it. But after they start asking the 5th, 10th time, you're going to be thinking, you know what? I'm going to have to charge a little something because now it's going to get ridiculous. Now I'm doing things for free for everybody. You know what I mean? And also remember, the reason why you're doing things is for your reason. Okay. That is, your reason is your own. Okay. So some of the things also that I mentioned that I was thinking about when I was on the bus is take a good look around you, okay, of where you are today, your place, okay, and ask yourself if you are happy with your place right now. Now, like what I'm talking about is, remember, we got to think about strategically, okay? At first, I was thinking about, where you want to take your business. Now, I want you to look at your environment around you. And what I want you to do is I want you to look around your little sewing area and stuff like that and ask yourself how you truly feel about it, okay? Then I want you to come out and say, if there is anything in here that I would change, what would it be? If there is anything in here that I would like to see, what would it be? And you can add that to your goals. Okay. Like, I'm not going to lie, I love my spot. However, I would like to see my place to be a little bit more organized. Okay. Um, I think I could do better in the organizational part. Am I going to tackle that right now? Absolutely not, because Christmas season is right around the corner. And when those orders really start to come in, because I've already had a lot of customers reach out to me, because, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So I've already got customers that want to order napkins for their table and all that. So I already know I'm going to be mega busy. That is not the time for you to go ahead and reorganize your sewing room right before the rush hour, because the last thing you want to do is be searching, where the heck did I put the scissors? I know I put it in a good spot. Now I don't remember where that good spot is. Where are the stabilizers? You need to find things fast and quick so that you can push those orders out. So, am I going to redo this room? Yes, I am, but that will be after the holidays. Okay. Definitely not going to be during this time. But that was the one of the things that I had here on my notes about your sewing environment and stuff. I want you to take a look around it, look at it, ask yourself how you feel. Does it make you feel good? Do you feel cluttered? Do you feel like, it can be better organized? And then start writing down a plan on what you want to do so that you can make it your special place. Okay. The other thing is, I want you to look at what you're doing. Okay. What are you sewing? What are you embroidering? What are you making? And also look at how you're doing it. And then I want you to ask yourself honestly, how do you think you're doing? Do you think that your sewing is at its max? Is it at the expert level? Or do you think there's some improvement? Do you think that you are really good at the embroidery, or do you need some areas of improvement? Okay. um and then ask yourself, what am I going to do to get to that next level? For example, I like to sew, but for the life of me, I cannot sew straight. I'll start sewing straight, but I never finish that way. So I always have to end up with like a sewing guide. Okay. But if there is something in your skill set that you feel that needs improvement, that's going to have to be part of your plan. You're going to have to strategize, and you're going to have to think, how am I going to get sure that my embroidery is going to be top notch? Am I going to be practicing a lot more? Okay. If that's the case, then you're going to have to buy some blanks. You're going to have to buy a lot of scraps, and that's research and development money. Okay. Or are you gonna start taking some classes? There's nothing wrong with taking classes either. Join clubs. If there's a sewing shop near you, chances are they have clubs. They have embroidery clubs or sewing clubs where you can go in there and practice your skill set, or even talk to other people that can share some tricks that they do, so that they excel in their sewing capabilities and their embroidery. Okay. Hang out at the sewing shop. You'd be surprised what you can learn. Sometimes you can learn about the different types of needle sizes, the different types of fabric, and what to do, how to embroider it and stuff. I'm telling you, you got to really look at that stuff. The other thing too that I wanted to mention also is the products that you are pulling out. Okay. That is something that I notice a lot of people struggle with. Especially when they first say, I want to start embroidery and I'm going to do an embroidery business. And then before you know it, they are all over the place. Okay. I mean, all over the place. They start doing hats, then they're not doing hats. And they start doing shirts, then they're not doing shirts. Then they start doing bags, then they stop the bags. Then they start doing napkins. They don't want to do napkins. Now they're doing kitchens, towels. Now they're doing blankets. Now they're doing, they just keep going on and on, right? And it's the next thing you know, it's like they're doing a little bit of everything. But then what happens is you're doing a little bit of everything, but you're not excelling at anything, okay? And then you're also not selling anything because you went all over the place. You're just so off the map, okay? If you were to look at certain shops, at businesses, right? Like, let's take retail, right? You go into a store like Children's Place. Children's Place focuses on one audience, children. So you'll see the hats, the pants, the shirts, and everything for children. They don't put adults in there or anything like that. They don't put seniors in there. It's all children. So they stay focused. So what ends up happening is you have to find out what is your focus area. What is I'm not saying that you can't branch out. Okay. Don't get me wrong. All right. But what I'm saying is when you're starting out, you need to focus on something. Okay. Focus on that. And then once you've excelled on it, if you want to start to branch out on other areas, then do that. But what ends up happening is people start off the bat, and then what they do is their focus is on one area, but then they're like, nope, this ain't gonna work. So I do another one, and then I do another one, another one. Next thing you know, they're all over the place. Okay. And also research where you want to focus on, because you could be looking at an area that's pretty saturated. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? To me, it's something you really have to seriously consider. Because the thing is, people usually purchase things for something that's unique. They will spend more money for something they can't find anywhere else. If they could find something like, let's say, I don't know, let's say a hat. Okay, let's just talk about a beanie. And it's just a black beanie. Okay. And let's say somebody embroiders the letter A on it, all right? And it's just a block letter A. Well, there's so many places they could buy that hat, right? And if it's all saturated, then what ends up happening is the customer is going to start looking to see, oh, a lot of people are offering that same product. So now it's who's going to give it to me at the cheapest price? And then what ends up happening is the person that is selling it at that rock bottom price, chances are they're not making that much money on it, if anything, because the price is already eaten up by the blank. It's already eaten up by the thread, the stabilizer, all the fees, commission, the shipping, and all that kind of stuff and everything. So really have to think about the products that you really want to focus on. Okay. You want to, I'm not saying that if someone else is doing something, you can't do it. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is if you want to offer something that's pretty similar, you're really going to have to make sure that when you create that item, it stands out in such a way that is so unique that the person's going to want your product. Okay. That's all I'm saying. All right. So to be honest, you just have to really focus on what it is that you want to specialize in. That way, once you get into that door, then you can start expanding into other areas. And I'm gonna tell you something, you when you expand into those other areas, you expand into those areas slowly too. Just like you did your first product, you're gonna do the second one really slow as well. So you don't want to really rush anything, okay? Because what happens is if you take up the whole ocean, before you know it, you're wet with no money in your pocket. That's what I'm saying. Now, there's another thing too that I want to share with you guys. Because this one now I want to talk about customers. I want to share this with you guys. I don't know if those of you, I don't know if there's new people that are watching me tonight, but those that have followed me for quite some time know that I had did a video where I had did over 100 wedding napkins for for a gentleman that was getting married up in Europe. And he was recommended to me, and he wanted me to do all the dinner napkins for his wedding. Well, The person that recommended him to me was actually his mom. And I had did a couple of projects for her. And they own a couple of businesses. And they used to have all their shirts embroidered by another business and I don't know the name of the business that wasn't shared with me, but I guess it's a business in DC or something like that, an embroidery business DC. And one of the things that I found was when she wrote to me, she said, I want to know if you would be able to do these shirts for me. She said, and one of the things that she wrote was the person that, where we usually go, he could be difficult. So I was thinking to myself, wow, that's more like talking about customer base. Okay. A couple of videos ago, and I think I did an embroidery happy hour. Excuse me. I talked about customers, right? And how when you are meeting a customer to get an order, you should talk to them. You should try to make sure you gather the requirements correctly, lay out the expectations, um, you know, and really have good communication with your customer. When she texted me that and said, "Hey, I really would prefer to work with you because the other person is a little more difficult." To me, it was kind of like, see, that's what I'm talking about. You guys have always heard me say in the past, those that have watched me for a long time, that when you are embroidering something, when you're working on a product, okay, and I've always said this, and I still say it, there ain't nothing coming out of this shop if it ain't top notch. Okay. For the simple fact that that product is what is going to scream your name when it goes to the customer's hands. It talks about you. Trust me, it screams your name. So if you are embroidering something for a customer and it looks shabby and you are okay with giving it to them, you best believe that when they're walking around with that embroidery, they are talking a hot mess about you. Trust me. They're going to be like, oh, I went to this person, look what they did. Okay. Instead, what you want the conversation to be is, oh my God, that is beautiful. Where did you get that? That is what you want that product to say. Okay. Because trust me, that is the product that's going to be speaking, not you. Okay. So, what you want is you want to make sure that you do top notch work. Now, this lady, I have done several projects for her, always top notch. She knows how I work. I love it when she comes. I always have small chat with her. I make sure I fully understands what she needs. I listen to what she wants. And sometimes also what I do with customers is I provide recommendations to them as well. Okay. Because you got to remember, you are the expert. Okay. You're the one that knows how to embroider inside out. You know about the different fabrics. You know about the different weights of thread. You know what designs are going to look good and how to make them look good. Okay. So if I have customers that come with me with a blanket and it's very fluffy, I'll tell them right off the bat, I can do that, but let me show you what knockdown stitches are and what it can do for you and how it's going to really make that blanket look nice. And I work with them, okay? When you take the time to do that, that's to me is providing good, great customer service. And when a customer knows that you know what you're doing and that you can provide recommendations, okay, and that it's important to you that when they walk out with their product that it looks good, trust me, they value that. Okay. They value it. Now, I don't know I didn't ask the details and I don't know what the other person did that made her feel that the person was difficult. But the thing is, I made mental note of that. Okay. I made a mental note of that. And this is the thing also. when you work really hard in building a good business relationship with your customers and you start to really gain their trust, that is extremely valuable. It truly, truly is. Because what ends up happening is they are going to want to keep using you because they know what they get when they work with you. Okay. They know that when they work with you, you're going to be upfront, you're going to be honest, you're going to provide recommendations, you're not going to let them down, you're going to deliver when you deliver, and they know that the pricing is fair. Okay? So, make sure that you take that into account. Okay, that is something that I do find that sometimes people have issues with, dealing with customers. They I get a lot of questions about how should I price items, or the customer bought me this and this is what they want and I don't know if I could deliver it and stuff like that. You really have to prepare yourself for those situations, and you have to have your plans. You got to think strategically. What is it that you're going to do so that when you are interacting with customers, okay, that you can make sure that you're providing a very good customer experience, okay? You don't want to just provide good customer service. You want that experience, because experience is what's going to continue to live in that customer's mind. Okay, they're going to remember that when they came to you, that you were able to really meet their needs, that you cared about what they needed, and that you worked with them. Okay, if you are very iffy, okay, and you don't provide recommendations, or you just it let me tell you, if the vibe's not good, it's not good. Now, I don't want you guys to get anything twisted here, okay? I'm talking about good, honest customers. You're gonna meet some shady ones too, okay? Trust me. And trust me when I say, when you meet those shady customers, okay, let them be shady, let them go somewhere else, okay? You don't want to deal with it. It's not worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it. Okay. If you know for a fact that you took all the requirements down and that you know that the price you gave was fair, it is not negotiable on the table. And my customers know that. I don't negotiate price. And I'm going to be honest with you. The the customers that come with me on a regular basis, they have never ever negotiated a price. They've always thought my prices were fair, which to me they are, because my whole thing is not to make them go broke. That's not what I don't want to be a thief. I don't want to rob them. Okay. That's not my goal, to rob you. Okay. But at the same time, it ain't my goal to do stuff for free. So it's an understanding. And the way I look at it is, it's about mutual respect. I respect them as customers, and they respect me as the embroiderer. And they know. And you know how they know the prices are fair too? Because I explain. That's the other thing too. And that helps. If you take the time to sit down with them and explain the process, okay, then believe me, everything will go smooth. Everything will go smooth. Okay. Now, it also depends on your personality. All right. If you don't have the patience to sit down and meet with folks and talk with them about their requirements and offer recommendations and explain the process and everything like that, then maybe local orders is not for you. Okay. Maybe what you should do, and that's okay, and let me tell you something, that's okay. All right. It doesn't have to be like that. Okay. You don't have to do local orders. There are a lot of people out there that do embroidery as a business online. Okay. Where all they do is they create products, they put them out there, and people just buy them, just like Etsy. I have an online Etsy shop. and I sell a lot of stuff online. I never meet these people. And to be honest, there's very little interaction with them because all they're doing is they're clicking on my listing. They like what they see. They order it and they just say, okay, instead of the name John, I want this name. And then this is the color thread that I want. And because it's a product that I offer, there's really not much options because it's not really custom work, okay? Because you're getting what I'm showing you, all right? There's no customer interaction there. So if you're the type that really don't like to talk too much with customers and stuff like that, then don't do the local sales. Because and you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, people make good money just selling online as well. Okay, it's just that I happen to do both. All right, because people did find out in my neighborhood that I do embroidery, and the word spread. Okay, and it did spread a lot. And it is another way for me to earn extra money on the side also, because this is the thing: when you sell online, you got to do Etsy, and then sometimes Etsy got their fees, and then you got to do the shipping and all that kind of stuff. It's like that. With the local sales, I find that it's a little better because people actually bring the products to me. Okay, and then when they bring their products to me, I don't have to pay for shipping. Or I do collect sales tax. That I do, because I have to, right? Um, so I do collect the sales tax, and then I pay my sales tax every month. But it's just a lot easier. I don't deal with the shipping. I don't deal with buying blanks or anything like that. The only thing though is that because it's local sales, no two sales are kind of alike. So every time I meet with a customer, because it's all custom, everybody wants something different. I have to always make sure that I gather all the requirements and have a good understanding of what they need, so that way I can give them a price. Okay, so that's all. A lot of those are custom pricing, okay, because everything is different. All right, it's not like online I have a certain price because I know that this is a good price, it's fair, and it covers shipping and all that other kind of stuff. Okay, so for local customers though, if you really do really well in your customer skills and you really work hard with your local customers and everything, they will, trust me, they will become repeat customers. And most likely they'll stay really loyal because they know your work and they know what they're going to get out of you and stuff. So yeah. All right, so the other thing also is, when you are thinking strategically about your business and stuff, I want you to also spend a little bit of time and think about what success looks like for you and your situation. Okay. Um, not everything is the same. Okay. I want you guys to really think about it. Yes, I'm a little squirry because I've been sitting all day, in the office now. I'm sitting all day in an office. So I don't get to really walk around. Now I'm like antsy and stuff. So it's like that. Okay. So yeah, so I want you to think about what your success is going to look like. Okay. Focus on that and see, I mean, believe me, success for one person is going to look really different for the other person. All right. Success could be, oh, I just want to, just do one or two sales, or, oh, I just want to, I don't know, just, let's see, one or two sales, or, I just want to, create an Etsy shop, or I just want to do a bunch of gifts to donate to an organization or a charity. you know that's the other thing too. I mean, when you got an embroidery business or you do things embroidery, it doesn't all have to be about money either. Okay, I know a lot of people that what they do is they just enjoy doing embroidery, so they'll embroider a bunch of stuff, and then they'll go and they'll donate them. I have a girlfriend that she loves to sew, and one of the things that she likes to do is she likes to sew the pockets Oh, thank you, Marina, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. um, I have a girlfriend, and one of the things she does, she just likes sewing. She loves sewing, okay? And she does do some local sewing for businesses and stuff. Like she sews pillows for weddings and all that. But one of the things she likes to do is because she likes to sew, and sometimes what happens is you can only sew so much clothes, right? So she'll go out and she'll buy like patterns. And one of the things that she did was she bought a pattern for walkers. Okay. For like, when the elderly people have their little walkers, and they have this sewing pattern where you can create like these little pouches that you can tie to the walker, so that way folks, when they walk around, they can put like little wallets or IDs or something in there. And then it's pretty neat. So one of the things that she did was, she bought a bunch of pattern and she sewed all these things. And she did about like 25 of these walker patches, right? And then what she did was she just went to a assisted living facility, and she donated them, right? That to her was success. That was her success, and that was her goal. So that's what I'm talking about when I say, you know, not everybody wants the same thing in life, okay? And sometimes the folks with the less are the happiest. I tell you know, I'm serious. I mean, everyone's definition of success and happiness in life is different. It really truly is. So you just have to find out what it is that makes you happy, and then you go and you go for it, okay? And don't let nobody tell you what it should be either. That's the other thing too that I sometimes find out. People always trying to tell you what you should be doing, like, oh, your business should be making this much or whatever. No, your business should be doing what you want it to do, not what they want it to do. Okay. I mean, just do you. Just do you. Don't let people force these ideas, okay? I mean, if you want to have an embroidery business and you have a goal, go for it. And even if you don't want to do an embroidery business, but you're looking for something to do and stuff like that, there's so many things you can do. You know what I mean? Just think about it. Think about what makes you happy and then just do it. Like my girlfriend, she was perfectly fine and happy with creating those walker pouches. I mean, she just went and waited for the fabric to go on sale. She bought a whole bunch of it. She just sewed them and she just donated them. And to her, what her success was, I created this, I donated this to an assisted living to a bunch of people that probably need it, would like it, and I bet you it made somebody's day. Or it made it easier for someone to walk around and carry the things that they want. Okay, because now they have like a little pouch that they can tie to their walker, and then they don't have to worry about dropping things and all that kind of stuff. So, your success is yours. It's your own. It's no one else's. Okay. So you define it and you know what you want to do with this. Don't let nobody take that from you. Okay. Um, and this is the other thing too that I wanted to share, because I was like thinking about looking at other opportunities. Okay. You know how I was talking about sometimes you just have that moment where you can shine, right? Well, I'm going to mention some of the stuff, okay? Craft shows. Sometimes you can do craft shows. The only thing though, you got to be careful with the craft shows, because sometimes you got to like rent those booths, and those booths could get a little expensive, okay? So you got to watch those fees, all right? Because this is the thing. Like there was one time I was looking at a show, and I think it was somewhere like in Dallas or something like that. And then I was looking and I was like, oh, how much are one of those booths? They were like $800. And I was like, oh, I was like, you know how many kitchen towels I have to sell to get $800 back? I was like, I know people like my kitchen towels, but I don't know if they're gonna like $800 worth of kitchen towels. So I was just like, nah. So I was like, that I'm not ready for that, or I'm not there yet. Okay. So I was like, that was going to scratch that off for me. The other thing I was thinking about was neighborhood events. Sometimes some of these communities, right? If you live in a community, sometimes they'll have like little events, and maybe you can do something, right? And you can like create stuff to like donate to the event and stuff, and that would help get your name out there. Okay? So think about that. A girlfriend of mine does the farmers market, okay? The farmers market is like 1 day a week. It's not for a long period of time. I think she only does it for like 4 or 5 hours, something like that. But it's like $25 for the week. Sorry, excuse me. I get up early now. For 1 day, right? It's like $25. $25 is pretty inexpensive. That to me is not a high price. Okay. So I was kind of like, that's a good idea. So look around your area and see if they have a farmer's market. And if they do, that is probably something that you might want to look at that might kind of help you to kind of boost your business. Okay. The other thing that I wrote down here was distribute samples to local businesses. Sometimes you can see a new business pop up, or even an existing business. It doesn't have to be brand new. You can probably go in there if they have a restaurant, just go in there and then maybe, do a sample for them and leave it with the store manager and say, hey, just want to let you know I have an embroidery business, and, I wanted to give you this, and if you're ever interested in ordering some, or if you have something that you would like to get embroidered for your shop, just let me know. Here's my card. Nothing wrong with doing that. Okay. Another thing that you can do also is advertise. Okay. Advertise your business. If you have like a local newspaper or a newsletter or something, advertise it there. Sometimes some communities have Facebook groups as well, and you can go ahead and you can put your information in the Facebook group if in case someone wants embroidery. And that's another thing too. Facebook is a pretty powerful tool. They have something called Marketplace. Okay. You can, if you embroider some stuff, just for fun, they came out really cute. Take a picture of it and put it on a listing up on Facebook. You might sell it there. Okay. And I think the fees are pretty low there. So that's a pretty good place to go too. The other thing too is some of you guys, I'm sure, belong to some type of organization, right? Maybe you have kids that are going to school, okay? Or some of you guys go to church, all right? Church has the baptisms, all right? They also do, if you're Catholic, I know they do confirmation, baptism, I think there's marriage, first communion. I don't know what the other religions do, but I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that you can do, you know, um, go to hospitals, okay? The baby ward, okay? You got a friend that had a baby, that's the perfect time to visit a children's ward at the baby hospital, and you can show off some of your stuff there. I talked about the local restaurants. Go in there, you tell them, hey, do you need aprons done or something like that? You can, just think strategically, okay? Like I said, think about your business. Think about what it is that you want to achieve. And you don't even have to apply this to just embroidery. You can do this in anything in life. Think about what you want to achieve. It's like having a vision board, right? You got your little vision board and that's the outcome. That's where you want to be. That's where I want to end up. And I want to be there 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Now I'm going to work backwards. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my little short-term goals and my long-term goals. And then I'm going to start doing little homework and research and see what is it that I want to do and how, what are going to be the short-term goals, long goals, what are going to be my due dates, and just have fun with it. And most importantly, too, that I do want to stress out of this whole thing, if you get anything out of it, okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. Whatever it is you do in life, it's going to sometimes have difficulties. You're going to have your failures just as much as you're going to have success. Don't be afraid of the failure. The failure is an opportunity for you to get better, get stronger, and just keep going. Learn from those mistakes. Don't look at the failures as a bad thing. It's an opportunity for you to learn and get better. Okay. I mean, I see it all the time where people are embroidering, they get pissed off because something happened with the tension and the fabric got caught, or it just didn't come out right. They get pissed off and they throw away the fabric, right? No, don't throw away the fabric. This is, well, first of all, I know you're pissed. Okay, you're gonna be pissed. I get pissed. Believe me, I know. All right, take it, put it aside. Don't throw it away. Just put it aside. The next day, when you're in a better mood, pick up that fabric, look at it, study it. Ask yourself, why did that happen? Why did I get the bird's nest? Is it because I should have checked how I threaded the machine? Is it because it wasn't tucked under the sensors on my multi-needle? Is it because I put the bobbin in the wrong way? Is it because I had the machine running at top speed and I should have ran it a little slower? Is it because I wasn't using the right needle? You know what I mean? Is it because I didn't test the tension on the machine before I actually started the project? Or is it because I didn't even test the design at all? Okay. Ask yourselves those questions. Ask yourself, what went wrong? And the reason why I say to do that is because what it is you're taking advantage of a failure becoming an opportunity for you. You're taking a negative and you're turning it into a positive. And when you're doing that, what you're doing is you are growing your skill set. You're going to get better. You're going to understand that embroidery dance, okay, of the bobbin pulling on the thread and creating these beautiful designs. You understand it much better, and it's gonna make your skill set get better and better, and your confidence stronger and stronger. Okay, so trust me, don't throw away those failures. The failures can turn into positives. Okay, trust me, I know how bad it feels. I know that there have been times that I've even seen it on Facebook a couple times where people have said, I want to take my machine and I just want to throw it out the window. Been there. We've all felt that way. We all get pissed. We all have our bad days. There have been times when even my girlfriend Robin has told me, Jeanette, turn off the machine, go get the leash and take Mello for a walk and just forget about the machine for now. Tomorrow's another day. And I had to do that. There have been times when I've had to do that because for the life of me, I could not figure out why my tension was off, or, why, why I got bird's nest, or why was I getting a wiper error? I mean, things happen. Okay. Things happen. So sometimes you have to step away. And then the next day, I come in and I look at the machine and then I start to really look at it. And then I go, great. If I've only took the time to just rethread the machine, I would have noticed that I didn't thread the machine correctly, or that maybe it was about time I changed those needles, and put a good needle in, and I didn't, So there's just so many things that, that could happen to have made whatever error or mistake happen. But you get mad, you get frustrated, and then you just forget to even you know, just you just throwing away that failure. You just get pissed off and that's it. And then what ends up happening too is when you get pissed off and you just yank that fabric and you throw it in the garbage, think of it this way. Also, this is what goes through my mind. When you're throwing every piece of fabric that you grab like that, pissed off, and you throw it in the garbage, a little piece of your confidence just went down there with that fabric. That's what I say. Right when you did that, the anger, okay, and you're tossing it, and you want to take that machine and throw it out the window and stuff. When you take that machine, you throw it out the window, your confidence just went with it. So don't do it. Don't do it. Just, it's okay to get mad. I'm not saying don't get mad. You're going to get mad. Of course, you're going to get mad. Curse, yell, I don't know, kick a garbage can, do whatever you got to do. Okay. Get pissed. And then you know what? Then you're going to look at it and you're going to go, okay, now I want to know why. I want to know why so that I can get better. And then what's going to happen is when you find out why, and the thing is, you don't even have to figure it out on yourself. Okay. You can go on Facebook and you can say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. Did anyone else experience that? And as you can see on our Facebook group, people share. Okay. They share their experiences. They share that they go, well, try this, try that, and stuff like that. Before you know it, you are going to start learning it a lot better. You're going to learn, understand the machine, learn about embroidery, of how, the tug of war between the bobbin thread and the top thread. And then guess what? Your confidence is really going to start to build, and you're going to be really confident. Your skill set's going to get better. You're going to make less mistakes. I'm not going to say you're not going to make mistakes. You're still going to make mistakes. I still make mistakes. Okay. I still make plenty of boo-boos. Trust me. Okay. And there are still times when I want to throw the machine off the window too. You're never gonna not have those moments. And if there are people out there, okay, that tell you they don't, I'll tell you right up front, they're lying. They just flat out lying. They're not telling you the truth. They're not honest, okay? Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I don't even care if they were made things for 100 years, okay? I don't care. You can tell me you're John Deere or whatever. I'm sure even John Deere still makes mistakes because we're human. We're people. These are machines. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Okay. So that's why I say do you. That's why I say do you. Okay. Because just like people can sometimes help you, they can also hurt you. All right. So just be conscientious of that. Okay. So yeah, so that was some of the stuff that went through my mind as I was riding the bus coming home today. Okay. I was thinking about how people don't think strategically. And I gotta be honest with you, I was thinking about that because there was a conversation that took place at the job where I said, this doesn't look right. And if it doesn't look right in one spot, it's probably not right across the board. And then the person came out and said, well, I don't care about across the board. I just deal with my little thing. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, but if it's, so I'm like, you got to think strategically out the box, So to me, I guess that is what stuck in my head. And then I was thinking about the embroidery business, and I was like, just like with embroidery, you have to think strategically as well. You have to think about, this is what I'm doing. This is what I love to do. What is it that I envision for myself? Okay. Because, everybody's going to have their own, of what they want. And everyone has their own needs too. Okay. It's kind of like, I don't know, like, let's take a pair of pants, okay? Some people like them baggy, some people like them tight, some people like them low, some people like them high. There is no one for everyone, okay? And I kind of feel that way when it comes to running an embroidery business too. A lot of times people have this perception that to be successful in an embroidery business, you have to be at a certain level and that's it. No, and to me, that's like, no, if that's the level you want to achieve, then that's good for you. That's your definition of success. Everyone has their own definition of success. Okay. Everybody has their own. So don't think that you have to, your definition has to be the same as anyone else's. It doesn't. Okay? You have to do you. And that is, and but I want you also to be successful in what you want your achievement to be. Okay? Your achievement could be different from mine, and different from your other friends. Okay? So I want you to really focus on you and what you want, but I want you to be successful in meeting that. That's why I kind of wanted to, really talk to you guys about that tonight, because I know there's a lot of people out there that, still want to open up their own business. And I still get comments about, I'm scared to open the box, and I'm scared to do this, or, I don't feel I'm good enough, or, what do you mean you don't feel you're good enough? You're you. Don't, just because someone is at a certain level, that doesn't mean you have to be at that level. You need to be at the level you want to be at, not them. That's their stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like sometimes people compare themselves too much to other people next to them, instead of focusing on their own individual needs and wants, because not everyone has the same needs and wants. Like I can tell you, from me personally, okay, I got into embroidery because, like I said, you know, my career will be ending in like 2.5 years, right? Then I wanted to do something different. Okay, because I'm completely different. And I liked embroidery. Now, do I want it to be a full-time business? I gotta be honest with you, I really don't know what I want. I do know that it is a business today. And I do know that I do very well with it. I do make a lot of local sales. I do make a lot of good sales on my online shop. And I enjoy doing that. However, though, I am starting to think about when I retire in 2.5 years. I am starting to think about, what do I want this that I have today to look like at that time? Do I want to take it to another level, or try to take it to another level? Do I want to stay status quo, um and maybe go another route? Because another thing that has gone through my mind was, I was thinking, I do like doing the sales and stuff. I think that's really cool, but I really enjoy helping people. So I was even like thinking to myself, should I open up maybe like a local school or something? Something else that I've thought about, where I can help young entrepreneurs, like high school kids or young college kids that are probably interested in learning about embroidery. And then I can teach them about embroidery, different styles of embroidery, and help, teach and guide them so that they can, create their future with what they want, and to me, one of the things that's important is really, I look at it from a perspective of giving it back, giving back. And that's one of the things that I always tell my son, like when you pick a career, or you're doing something, you want to, I always think about, what is my contribution to society? How am I making a difference in this world, right? Because there's enough, you know, negative stuff out here. But how can I add some type of positivity to the world out there and help people out, And I think that's why I even created this channel and stuff, because, to me, it was like, there's a lot of people out there that like or want to learn embroidery. So I don't mind, like, showing everybody everything with all the details, even the mistakes, because that's how people learn. And the thing is also is, yeah, could you buy a book and read? Yeah, you can. But I have a learning disability. So, reading is can be difficult, because when I read something, visualizing it can be kind of difficult for me. So I am really a visual learner. And I figured, if there are other people out there that have a learning disability like me, they can probably want to learn how to do embroidery, but they'll, when they read the books, they get just as equally as confused, which is probably why the in the hoop projects are sometimes not my favorite, because when you do in the hoop projects, you have these PDF files and you got to like print them all out. And then I got to read like 10 pages. Thankfully, some people do actually put pictures on there. So that kind of helps me to better understand how to position certain things, so that's why, the in the hoop, I like doing them. But the thing is, it has to be a project that the instructions are in very good detail, that I can fully understand it and stuff like that. So yeah, so just know that, you're gonna have, it's your journey. It's your journey. Please own it. Make it yours. Make it unique. Make sure that it's something that's you. It's all about you. No one else but you. And I just hope that what the stuff that I shared with you guys tonight kind of helps you, to this, in your journey a little bit. And I'm gonna give myself a thumbs up. I gave myself a thumbs up because I see I only got like, well, now I got 49. So 49 thumbs up. So I do hope you guys enjoy today's, and I hope you do give me a thumbs up and stuff. And I hope also that you guys can share the channel and stuff, because maybe this can help other people that want to learn embroidery, or want to need some business advice. They could watch the embroidery happy hours and stuff. I understand they could get a little lengthy, but I don't know. I mean, I enjoy doing it, and you guys kind of always stick around with me, so yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go down the chat as always, because you guys know that the first hour, which now I've been chatting for an hour and a half, I always like to hit the topic and stuff, and then after that, then I like to go down the chat room and I like to talk to you guys and answer any questions and stuff like that, and just say hi and everything. Yeah, and I did get a comment once from someone. They were like, "Oh, I like her, but her topics, I don't have like 2 or 3 hours." And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I do try to at least give the topic in the beginning, and just, and then we can chit chat at the end. So, but I mean, I don't know. I like doing the lives, and the thing is, I like detail, because I always feel like the detail that you leave out is the detail that someone needed, so that they can actually follow you correctly. So, that's just how I feel. So, even when I teach, I like to do the details and everything. So, yeah, so I'm going to go down. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Oh, I'm glad I was able to help and stuff. Hey, Embroidery Homeschool Mom, how you doing? Hey, Marsha. Hey, Guinea. How you doing? Hey, Marlene. Hey, Karen. How are you? Hey, Scared Wisdom. How you doing? Hey, Miss Max. Did I say hi, Karen? Hey, Robin Quill. Hey, JDW. How you doing? I see Iris. Yes, the Christmas gift exchange is closing by the end of today. Okay. I believe we have, I don't think I have it up. Do I? I don't think I do. I don't have it up. I believe the last time I checked, we had about 67 participants. There was one that I'm questioning about, because the person that went in and registered, I do not find them in the Facebook group. And God, I'll feel bad doing this, but I'll have to remove that person. Oh yeah, I got 64. Sorry, I thought it was 67. It's actually 64. Yeah, so, and I'm going to double check all the names before I go to bed to make sure that the folks that are registered are in the Facebook group. This is exciting. I'm really, this is going to be a lot of fun. It always is. It's always a lot of fun. And I know that as soon as I hit that draw button, whoever I'm assigned, I'm going to have to hurry up and create that gift, because the last thing I want is to be rushing for the gift, because I want it to really be special for the person that I get assigned. So just to let you guys know, okay, you have to make sure that, let me see, hold on, I'm going by the rules, okay? All the gifts, okay, for those of you guys that are in the gift exchange, all the gifts have to be mailed out, okay? Put in the mail and sent out by, hold on, December 8th, okay? December 8th. So you guys have a month to be creative and put your magic on those gifts. And then on the happy hour on December 22nd is when we're going to host the Embroidery Happy Hour show and tell. And that's where everyone's going to show off what they got. So make sure that your gift is mailed out by December 8th. If you have any questions, please hit me up on Facebook. And that's the other thing too. That's why I say it's important that the person that's in the exchange is also part of our Facebook group, because if you have any issues, you can message me through Facebook and then I can respond. You guys don't have to go crazy, like, oh my God, how, something's wrong. How can I get in contact with Jeanette? Okay. So this weekend, you should be getting a notification of who you are assigned to create the gift for, okay? If you don't get an email, just go back into Esther.com, log in, and under your name, you'll see the person. If you don't see it, just let me know and I can send you that information, okay? So that way you'll know exactly who who you're assigned to. But yeah, Miss Max, you are right. Tonight is the last day. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? Hey, Allison, how's it going? Hey, Jackie. Joanne, how are you? Hey, Judy. I see Rana, Jenny, Pat, Wendy, Kim, Della. Hey, Julie, how are you? Rhonda. Hey, Iris. Hey, J Love, how you doing? Miss Shirley. Hey, Kim. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the Facebook group. Let me see. Miss Miller, how are you? Hey, Jamie C. Davis, how you doing? Jackie Hallman. Hey, Miss Banks, how are you? Veronica. And I see Marcia. Hey, Miss Monts. I think it's Marina Monts. Hey, Debbie. In other groups, I be getting these guys trying to be friends with me. Ugh. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And I'm trying really hard to just try to eliminate. And this is the other thing too, guys. Sometimes when you ask, hey, can you get something to digitize? You're going to see a whole bunch of people will pop up. They're like, I'm a digitizer. Be very, very careful with that, because some of these folks that claim to be digitizers, they just actually created a Facebook account. Then you send them money and you get nothing. So that's why I really like to scrub. Like I think someone said earlier, Jeanette be playing detective. Yeah, Jeanette's playing detective. I mean, I am trying my best, because my goal for that Facebook group is not to be the largest group in Facebook. I don't care if we end up with only 20 members, okay? And at least they're honest 20 members, all right? Right now, I think the Facebook group has grown to 3,700. But I do look at the activity logs, and I try to make sure as much as possible that these are legit accounts from folks that really just want to join the group so they can get information. Okay. I mean, I do not if I see that they're like a scammer, or even if the account is a little fishy in any type of way, I just take them out, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not. It's not a proper. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, because my genetics, right? It's not about being popular to me. It's about making sure that it's a very good group where people can benefit from. That's what's important to me. Okay, that's my goal, is to create a group where people can help each other and have a really great place for them to share information, and and grow. That's really what it's all about. Okay, hey, Walk by Face, how you doing? Hey, Annette. um let's see. Hey, Crafty Puerto Rican, how you doing? um must be getting home. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Jackie, I do. I will say that because I started my new job this week. Yeah, I'm getting up every morning, going into an office. It takes me about an hour. Well, not really. No, it's not an hour. It's not. I mean, it used to be an hour. Okay, but now on 66 they got express lanes, so the bus be like flying. It's like 40 minutes. It's really 40 minutes, right? And the bus runs like every half hour, so it's not that bad. Okay, so and I have to admit, I am enjoying that bus ride, because when I get on the bus, I get to like listen to music or watch some YouTube videos and all that stuff. So it's okay. I kind of like the change. I'm enjoying it. The first 3 months of the on the job, I'm gonna have to go in every day. After that, they said I'll be able to only just go in like 3 days a week, and then I can telework 2 days a week. So I think that's gonna be a really good, healthy balance. I didn't like the teleworking full time. It's not for me. I know a lot of people do that and they like it, but I really like to see people. I'm a people person. So and it feels good. It feels good to get up and get out and see people and talk to people and stuff like that. So I've been enjoying it so far. Okay. Now let ask me next month if somebody pissed me off. Then I'll probably be like, take job. But yeah, but I have been getting home late, and I will say it's been a challenge too, because um I'm still running my embroidery business. So what has been happening is I get home late, and then what I'll do is I just change clothes real quick, put on my pajamas, and then turn on my embroidery machines and work on my orders. And then when I'm done with my orders, then I just hit the bed. And then I wake up in the morning, get dressed, go to work. Then after work, come home, get undressed, put my pajamas on, and then start doing embroidery. So I've been pretty busy. So it's like I always felt like I was busy before, but now it's like I feel like I have less time. But that's okay. I'm gonna make it work. Because I'm determined and I can do this. I know I can do this. I got this. It's gonna be okay. So yeah, so I'm doing my thing. I am doing my thing, Jackie. Um, I can't wait to see the awesome gifts people make and share. Marina, I feel the same way. I cannot wait to do this. Last year I thought about even doing it mid-year. Okay. And I was thinking, should we do like a summer gift exchange or something like that? Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. It is a lot of work to do all this. It's not, it's a lot of work. Doing, running the embroidery business, doing the channel is work. Let me tell you. A lot of times people think, oh, having a YouTube channel is easy. No, it's not. You have to get your tripod. You have to position the camera correctly. You have to edit your videos. um you know um get them all together and upload them. It takes time. It's a lot of time and a lot of effort. um so doing the channel, and then doing, but I will say, but I enjoy it, especially my Fridays. This to me is my time to spend with you guys. And I do like it. I don't know. I do like it. I like sharing a topic with you guys, sharing my thoughts about an area of embroidery. And I sometimes think that when I talk about it, I may get a little off, you know. But I think you guys understand what I'm saying. You know, but my thing is I just feel it's stuff that has to be said, and you're not gonna know if someone doesn't say it. Because sometimes what happens is people will, you know, and I'm not saying there's no bad channels out there. Everyone has great channels, great personalities out there. And I really love that people are sharing and stuff. But a lot of times it's just that, you know, people just they just say, "Oh, this is how you do things," and that's it. And they leave a lot of details and all that kind of stuff. But there's just so much to talk about, and sometimes people don't talk about um certain things like, you know, having confidence, making mistakes, you know, kind of like stuff that I talked about today. Um, and then sometimes people get discouraged because they don't have someone to like just talk about. You're gonna have those moments where you're gonna feel like, you know, this is what I want to do, but it's not working for me or something, or you want to give up or something, you know what I mean? Um, but I don't know. To me personally, I guess if anything out of tonight, I just wanted to just share that no matter what your journey is, okay, honestly, no matter what your journey is, whether you want to run an embroidery business to be successful, whatever it is, you can do this. Believe in yourself, take your time, go through your own pace. Know that you're going to have challenges no matter what it is that you want in life anyway, right? You're always going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs. You're going to have the cheerleaders in your life that are going to cheer you on all the way. And then you're going to have jerks, okay? You're going to have people that are going to tell you you can't do it, and people that are going to discourage you. And then you're going to have, this is the other things you're going to find too in life. You're going to find that sometimes you're going to be very successful when you meet your mark of where you want to be and you're successful and you're happy. You're going to sometimes unfortunately find that those people that were there are no longer there. They're no longer happy for you or something. I don't know. It's like the your journey changes, and as you go through your journey in life, your environment around you sometimes change, and you have to learn um who who are the ones that are worth keeping in your life, you know. And you're going to learn that they're going to have some friends that are really truly happy for you, and then you're going to have some friends that they're just not where you're at, you know. So your life might change a little bit. So anyway, but enough about that. It just happens, you know. I mean, that's just life, and that's something that I think right now my son is slowly starting to learn, because you know when you're young, your friends are everything to you, you know. And my son is an only child, even though he has two stepsisters, and unfortunately one of his stepsisters passed last year. You know, and he has another sister, but you know, he kind of grew up as an only child. And you know, I think when you're an only child, your friends kind of become your family. So but as you grow older, you start realizing that as your life changes, your friends change and that stuff. So he's starting to realize that now, which is, and I know when you're young that can be kind of confusing, you know. Life can really suck when you're young. I really do think so. And that's why I kind of understand him sometimes, because it's scary, you know. It's like you're no longer a child, but you don't really have the wisdom of the older adults. You're just learning, and as you're learning, you're making a lot of mistakes. Um and it can really bring you down. It can be really discouraging and stuff, and confusing and everything. But I don't know. As long as you just stay focused and just do your thing, and it'll be all right. It'll be all right. That's what I tell my son. It's gonna be okay. Hopefully. We hope, you know. You just do what you gotta do. Hey Alice, how you doing? Let's see. Hey Sassy, how are you? Hey Joyce. Hey Quilted Brownie, how you doing? Let's see. Hey Christy, how are you? Hey Christian. Going down, going down. Let's see. Do I see anyone new? Hey Linda, how are you? Eartha, how you doing? Oh, Cindy, how are you? Hey Danielle, how are you? See, look what happened. Oh my God. You're right. I embroidered my name on the back of my safety jacket yesterday and coworkers saw it. Now the fun begins. See, I'm telling you, it's like it's kind of funny because you don't know when the opportunity will present itself. Honestly. And sometimes you're not even looking for the opportunity and it just plop, it's just plops right there. You just never know. Because I'm sure Danielle was probably like, oh, this is gonna look cute. I'm gonna do this for me. And now before you know it, now everybody wants to look cute. Okay, so you go, girl. Let me know if you need help making those vests. Hey Robin, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, Karen said, I'm doing a joint venture with a friend of mine. She has the contacts and she orders the blanks and gets paid plus shipping and charges back when I get paid out of our charge. So far, so good. There you go, Karen. That's the way to do it. Karen. Karen said, watching Jeanette and being part of the group have given me so much confidence. Face red heart. Karen, I'm glad. Let's start. Now your confidence is going to get this big. Let me stop. I'm joking. So you're going to do great. Just don't let mistakes discourage you. Seriously. Don't let mistakes discourage you. Embrace them. I still screw up. And so, let's see. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Going down the list here. Hey, Kim. Hey, J Love. Ooh, I'm sweating. It must be the hot flash time. You know, when it happens when you're over 50. Ugh, okay. And stuff. And then you always sweat at the worst time. But it doesn't help either because I have a whole bunch of lights here to like help brighten the room a little bit because it is dark in here because my light up there isn't exactly like the brightest. So, you know, and I can see Mello's all like clocked out just so you guys can see where he's at right now. Look at that. Mello. Look at that. Asleep. Knocked out. And my room is a little messy. It's a little messy because I got an order of hats to do. And as you can see, let me give you an example too. Here's a hat that I embroidered for a customer. And look at this font. This did not work very well. I knew this was not going to work. Okay. I want you guys to take a look at it. It's supposed to say pickleball. And not all fonts. This is a perfect example of not all fonts work for everything. Okay. I knew how he wanted it to be, and I was working with the customer, and he was so adamant on using this font. So what I did was I said, let me take a sample hat and let me embroider it because sometimes you do have to do that because customers don't know and they don't understand, right? Because they just look at stuff on a screen, right? And then they think it's going to embroider fine. But when you have been embroidering for quite some time, you have a good understanding of how something that looks on a screen is actually going to look in thread. And, and I told him, I said, I don't think that is going to be readable. Okay. I know it's supposed to say pickleball, but that is not going to say pickleball. Now, the D and the V up here, as you can see, that is clear. That is fine. And I even told him, I said, the top of this logo looks really good. However, though, this font isn't going to work. So my recommendation is, I understand he wants something to be said there. So I recommend changing the font. So I'm working with him to try to modify the logo a little bit. So that way, he could have that word back there and stuff. So, just so you guys know, I mean, it wasn't, no, can you consider this a mistake? Well, I kind of knew this was going to happen. Okay. But the thing is, sometimes you have to work with your customers because they don't know, because they don't do this. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a way to help educate the customers. And I'm going to be honest, because I do stuff like this, okay, because I actually take the time and I talk to them about their designs and how it may come out. And I do the test stitches and everything. I think that's why a lot of them actually trust me, because first of all, they know I'm not going to do shady work. There's just no way, okay? Because when he came to me with this, I told him this isn't going to work. I said, let me stitch it out, a sample, and you're going to see. Now, if he was to come out and tell me, Jeanette, that looks great, I want 50 of those, I would have been like, no, I'm not going to do it. You know why? Because this is not great. Okay. I would have shook that man and said, no, this is not great. It needs to look great. I want it to look great because when you are out there with these hats, they're going to talk about me. And he knows how I feel about that. And he knows that I'm not going to embroider something and not and have him walk out of here with some shady looking. Okay. So yeah. So you gotta really you gotta make sure that you talk to your customers and you work with them. And when you build that trust with them, trust me, you end up really doing well and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I was just looking at it while I was talking to you guys, and I said, "Oh, that font just did not work." I bet you that font would look great if it was bigger and on a shirt. On a shirt, probably, but on a hat, no, just wasn't gonna work. Um, let's see, let's see. Oh, Quilted Brownie says right here, she has focus is a challenge with so many cool things to try. I'm all over the place too. I'm gonna work on that. It is, and you know what? I mean, Quilted Brownie, I totally got that because it is true. There are just so many things you can do. Okay. And there's so many things you can embroider. And there's just something you can do applique, you can do stretch embroidery, you can do the fill-in embroidery. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. And it is hard. It's very hard to get all over the place and stuff. But you know what? Have fun though. Have fun. And eventually you're going to find your niche. And you're going to find the one thing that you're really going to be good at, that you're going to enjoy, and you're just going to do. So don't worry about it. It takes time. Okay. Remember, you don't have to like rush to do things. That's another thing too that I should have told you guys that I didn't mention before. You know, sometimes people feel like I have to rush to start a business. So I have to do this so quick. What are you rushing for? Like why? Why are we rushing, right? This is something you're supposed to enjoy. This is something that you're doing for you. Don't rush it. experience it, enjoy it, embrace it, love it. Okay, learn from your mistakes. So, quilted brownie, just take your time, try the different stuff. Eventually, you're going to know what's going to stick for you, and eventually, you're going to know what you love doing. And then you're going to take it on from there, and you're going to do great. So don't worry about that, okay? And stuff. And it's good that you're exploring different things too, because how the heck are you going to know what you really love if you don't try it, right? You got to try it. So try it. And you're going to make mistakes. Make the mistakes and learn from them. And you're going to be okay. So no worries there. You're going to be fine and stuff. And here Debbie is saying, I started off making personalized bookmarks, then bathrobes, hats, scarf sets, now bling mugs, coasters, decorative plates. I do more sublimation, very little embroidery. And Debbie, I gotta tell you, I am total opposite. I have a sublimation machine, but I don't know, for some reason, I'm just not getting into it. I'm just not, okay? I've done a couple of mugs and stuff like that. Embroidery is still my passion. It really is. I love the embroidery. Sublimation, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. But that's that's it. But yeah, everybody finds their niche, you know. Hey Charlene, how are you? Hey Peggy. Any suggestions on how to get more customers? Yes, and I shared that with you guys. About looking at other opportunities. Peggy, yeah, so there are ways to get customers. And this is another thing that I didn't mention either. Let me mention this, Peggy, since just popped in my head. Register your business on Google as an embroidery business. A lot of times what happens is when people need to find something to get embroidered, they'll Google embroidery business near me. Register your business so that when people do that, and if you're close to them, Google will recommend your shop to them. And then you can go ahead and you can find customers like that. So that's another way. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Marina. Yes, if you guys like the video and stuff, please give me a thumbs up and stuff, because it helps the channel a lot. Honestly, it does. Because yeah, it does help the channel. And so, and I do want to see, I don't know, what are my goals for this channel? I gotta be honest with you. If I help one person, I'm good. That's just how I feel. I don't know. I do this because I just like doing it, and I do it because this is how I see it. You just never know who I can help out there. Who wants to try something and probably, just doesn't know or couldn't find a video that can really help them. So to me, it's if I can help that one person, I'm okay with that. I'm fine. I'm content. Be nice if this channel could grow to 100,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers. Hell, why wouldn't that be nice, right? But if it doesn't get there, I'm okay. I'm okay. If I help one person, I'm fine. I'm okay with it. Yeah, but seriously though, if you do like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, because like I said, it does help the channel. And I think what happens is that YouTube recommends the videos more, and that way people can help discover the channel, and then it can help more people. And if you know someone who wants to do embroidery or sewing and stuff like that, let them know about the channel and stuff, so that way they can check out some of the videos and stuff, so that way they can get some information to help them out as well. Quilted you made me that priestess. The bad customer service is rapid nowadays. It really is. But it's like I said too, bad customer service is bad, and that is one way to really hurt your business. But also be a very strong, confident person and defend your business. Defend your business, okay? Don't allow people to run the business for you. This is your business for you to run, okay? So, you can have some customers that are shady. And when you see those customers that are shady, make sure that you know how to say, no, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want anyone to take away your joy, so don't do that. Don't allow anyone to take away your joy. You know what you're worth. You know what you know how you know what you're doing, okay? And no, you're not going to allow somebody to tell you how to run your business. So when you run into people like that, you know let them be somebody else's customer, okay? Let them give somebody else a hard time if that's what they want, okay? That doesn't mean you have to. Not all money's good money. I'm telling you, that's what I say. Not all money is good money, just like not all customers are good customers, okay? You want to be able to really build good relationships with your customers, and you also want a very good reputation also, not a bad one. Okay? Because people talk. So you want to make sure that you stay away from those people that really they're not worth having as customers. Okay? So I mean, that's how I see it. you know um let's see. Hey Penny, how are you? um let's see. And Marina, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. I really do. um Hey Faith, how you doing? Hey Charlene. Oh, thank you for sharing your knowledge experience. Oh, you're welcome, Marlene. I appreciate that. Let's see. Ah, Marsha asked, what does my friend sell at the farmer's market? Well, she is really big on making customized pillows. That's how she started. And actually, my girlfriend Robin is really good in sewing clothes. Okay. She has sold prom dresses for her grandkids. She has actually sewn their Halloween costumes. Um, she is really, really good in the sewing. And she wanted to explore embroidery also. One of the things that she does is she goes to the thrift shops and she purchases jean jackets, and she'll take the jean jacket and she'll embroider the back of the jean jacket, different designs, and she sells those at the farmers market, and she does really well. The thing is, though, what goes to my mind is I'm like, oh, she would do really good if she sold all the sizes, but she can't, because what it is she buys these jackets, right? And when you buy the jacket, it is what it is, right? If it's a size 8, kids 8, it's a size kids 8. And she'll take the back, she'll embroider it. So it's kind of like a one of a kind, right? So she'll have all the jackets on the rack, and then the parents will come in and go through the jackets. And if they like one, they'll buy one and stuff. But it has to be a perfect match because it depends on the size, right? So but she does really, really good at selling those jean jackets. Recently, about a couple of weeks ago, I went to visit her shop and I bought her a bunch of baby blanket blanks, the quilted ones. And I told her, because one of the things that I did was, when she was at the farmers market, before I went to her booth, I kind of scooped the place around, right? Because you want to see what the competition's like, right? So I noticed that no one there offered embroidery. Like, a lot of people sold handbags, a lot of people sold rugs, you know, candles, different stuff, right? But she was the only one that sold like embroidery. So I was thinking to myself, I said, oh, so when I saw that, I had bought her baby blankets. I got her two of each color. And I said, create some samples, put them on the table, and I bet you those would sell. And so when I looked around and I saw that no one else really touched that kind of market, I was like, that could be a gold mine for you, because what'll happen is when people see what you're capable of doing, and then you can take orders and stuff like that. Oh my God. I mean, you're gonna build a reputation. She could do really, really well. So yeah, she does a lot of I'm hoping she's gonna do the baby blanks, because she didn't have them when I went there, because I went and I gave her a bunch of them so that way she can create some samples. The jackets. She was selling some kitchen towels and stuff like that. Really cute little tet and all that stuff. She did a really good job. I was really proud of her and stuff. It was great seeing her out there with her daughter and stuff. So yeah, but that's what she sells. And I'm thinking maybe when I retire, maybe I'll do something similar to that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do. Oh, look at that, Eartha. Eartha said the hospital that her daughter works at does craft shows twice a year and it's free. I've done really well with them. There you go. There you go. And you know what, Eartha? What you could also do, hint, hint, little idea here, is I'm sure that hospital has like a little baby ward, a little baby ward where they deliver the babies and stuff like that. I remember, I don't know if they still do it now, but I remember when I gave birth to Carlito, which was like 23 years ago, right? But I remember it like it was yesterday. So anyway, you'll never forget the pain. So I remember they would give you little advertisements, right? For like photography and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking maybe what you can do is you can create some advertisements of maybe like you could do like baby blankets and stuff like that. And then your daughter can maybe give them to the new mothers. I don't know if they're allowed to, whatever. Your daughter may want to double check because you don't want her to get in trouble and stuff. But if you could do that, like maybe you could do like baby bibs or something like that for the new babies, or embroider the baby gowns and stuff like that, because you know how the new mothers are, okay? You got a new baby and you're like, oh my God, he's so cute. So you want it, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying you could probably, I would look to see how you could tap that market just a little bit more and see if that's possible. And I bet you'll probably do very well. You'll probably do very, very well with that. Just a little thought. Oh, Debbie says she has done 5 pop-ups and getting ready for 3 craft shows. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, Karen, you bring up a very good point too. Yeah, I live close to the DC area. I'm in Northern Virginia. The thing is also is sometimes different areas, different. I know what you're saying, Karen, because like, okay, I'll give you an example. My mother-in-law, she works at a flea market, and she works at that flea market every Saturday, and I think she does Sunday too. But she has a corner store at an indoor flea market. Excuse me. And I remember I went to her and I said, "Hey, I'm doing embroidery. What about putting some of my stuff in your shop on your shelves, right? And see if they sell there." And she was like, "Nope, it won't sell." And I was like, "Why?" And one of the things she said is because where she works, she goes, the people that go there only want to spend like $1 or $2. If anything, the max maybe $3 for an item, right? So they're looking to buy very inexpensive stuff. And she says the things you do are not inexpensive stuff, okay? And they're not going to want to pay that. Now, I never like went to see if it's true or not, but the thing is, my mother-in-law has been doing it for a very, very long time. So I kind of trust her judgment. She knows her customer space. Okay. She knows her customers. So I'm kind of like, okay, maybe she's right. Maybe nobody's going to want to pay $35, $40 for a baby blanket. Okay. Because the thing is, you sometimes have to look at the area and what people within that area are willing to spend for some items. Okay. So, and that's another thing. I'm glad, Karen, that you brought that up, is what you have to think about when you're pricing your embroidery. Okay. Um, you know, when you are trying to sell your embroidery, right? And you want to price it, you have to think about your area and how much are people in your area where you're targeting the customer base, how much do you think they're willing to spend for it, right? There might be some areas where people will spend $50 for a blanket, but then if you go to some other areas, the income level is not that high. So asking someone in those areas to spend $50 on a baby blanket, that may not happen, because they're going to be like, we can't afford it, because they don't earn as much. So, and you got to remember too, times right now are pretty rough. Okay. It's getting really hard for people to put food on the table and keep the roof over their head. So, with the prices going up and the salaries not increasing, because I don't really see people's salaries increasing. Okay. Um, it's getting more and more hard for people to have uh more flexible money to spend. So they really have to be careful on, if they do have that extra dollar or two, where they're going to apply it. So, it's just something also to think about and stuff. So you really have to think about all those things. Karen, I have to put that. The first time I embroidered a shirt to itself, I hung it up on my sewing room as a reminder. Follow through. Oh my God, that is so cute. I like that idea. I really do. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, Marsha, thank you. I love you guys too. Hi, happy one. How are you? Um, let's see. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Hey, Rebecca. Um, oh my goodness, Miss Max sharing another mistake. Sewing a Carhartt. And let me tell you, those are very expensive hoodies. Let me tell you, that is expensive clothes. Sewn to a back design. Oh man, over 1,500. Well, 159,000 stitches. Had to buy another, but I pay attention now. I'm telling you, those, sometimes the most costly mistakes, you could be pissed off at that moment, but then as time goes on, you kind of laugh and you're like, you know what? It was a valuable lesson. I mean, it taught me well. So, yeah. So, I mean, totally got it. Hey, all nighter, how you doing? Oh, I'm glad you like the advice. Um, oh, pet memory pillows. Oh, I have never heard of pet memory pillows and stuff. I still want to do a memory pillow with my dad's shirt, because for those of you guys that don't know, my dad passed away in June of this year, and my mom gave me a shirt, and I still have it right here hanging on the door, and one day I got up and I said, I'm gonna make my pillow. And I have to tell you, I could not cut the shirt. I don't think I'm ready to make it yet, because when I laid the shirt down and I went to take the scissors to cut it, I just couldn't bring myself to cut it. So I don't think I'm emotionally ready to do it. Um, and then I was thinking, I guess that's why people ask other people to create the memory shirts and the memory bears for them. I didn't think about that until I tried to cut my dad's shirt because it got emotional. Because I think what happened was I was thinking to myself, like, it felt real. Like my dad's no longer with us. It felt kind of weird to cut his shirt. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So yeah, it's still hanging. And my mom's gonna come for Thanksgiving. And I told her to bring more. I told her to bring 9 more shirts of my dad's. Because I was thinking in case I make a mistake. But I don't know. Hopefully I can cut them. And I was thinking I could try to make them with my mom. I'm starting to think that might not be a good idea because it could be very emotional for her and for me to start cutting my dad's shirts. I don't know how she would feel. So I'm on a fence on that. I'm on a fence on that. I don't know if that's something I want to do with my mom here. Because she is still coping, you know. They've been married for 56 years and now she's alone in the house. And even though me and Nancy are trying our best to keep her busy and stuff like that, you know, you're still gonna have your moments, you know. And it's natural. It is natural, you know. It's gonna take a while. And you know, I didn't even think, honestly, I didn't even think that it was gonna be hard to cut a shirt, you know, because it's a shirt. That's all it is. It's a shirt. But it's my dad's shirt. And it was one of his favorite shirts. So when I laid it on the cutting thing and I took the scissor, I could not even slice it. So I was just like, I'm not ready. So I'm gonna have to wait, I think. And I think yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I do want to make the memory pillows. Um, but yeah. And I remember I think someone posted on Facebook, be careful because that can be heartbreaking. You know, I think they said that they did a memory pillow. It's like they take a shirt and it's kind of like a shirt of a pillow, you know? And they came out and they said that they did it, but then they had to put the shirt away because it just was too emotional. And at first I was like, really? But then when I went to cut my dad's shirt, it was. So I was just like, can't do it. So yeah. Um it's it's hard. Um let me see. Um oh, Miss Banks just lost a friend today. I'm sorry, Miss Banks. This sucks. Man, and here I am talking about my dad too. It's like I didn't even know that. Oh, she was recovering from surgery. Oh. Yeah, guys, you gotta, it's hard. I don't know. I guess with my family, we had a lot of loss this past year. I didn't share, but my stepdaughter passed away about a year ago, and very close to my son. And it was rough for Carlito, and it was rough for all of us because she was young. She was only 30. And then after that, then my friend died of cancer, and then I lost my dad, and then I lost a cousin. So I was it's you life is really short. I guess, the older you get, you start to realize that it's like, I think my girlfriend came out and said, we have less years now in front of us and more years behind us. And I'm kind of like, oh, she's right. I guess that's once you hit that 50 mark, right? It's like your life is like, I guess, halfway over, really. Just enjoy your life. enjoy it. Don't. And the same thing, like, that's why I guess with this business, when I talk about strategically, this is your business, make it your own. Don't, it's your dream. Live your dream. It's yours. Own it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment and stuff, because you know you don't know when's your last moments, and you want to enjoy everything. You know, enjoy your journey and stuff. That is one thing I could say about my dad. My dad was always passionate about cars, and cars became his career. So from the day he died, I mean, that was his passion. So to me, I look at it as he enjoyed his life. He lived his life to the fullest, even in his career. I mean, I will say, that's for sure. Let me see. Let me go back down. Hey Faith, how are you? Hey Kelly, how you doing? Visual learner too. Yep, I am. I'm a visual, and I like to leave the mistakes. I really do. I know that some people, like, they'll give me like a thumbs down, like, "Push, you left the mistake." Well, that's right. I'm leaving the mistake. If you're looking for somebody perfect, then maybe I'm not the chick for you. I don't know. That's how I see it. I like to leave the mistakes. I really do, because that is my you know shoot, you're gonna make the same mistake too if I don't show it. That way you know what to watch out for. That's how I see it. um yeah, everyone's so late. Okay. No, Ronette, everybody's not late. It's just that Jeanette talks too much, that's all. I get comments like that too. She talks too much. Yeah, I do I talk too much. That's okay. um We stick around because you're always dropping pearls of wisdom. You know what's funny, Miss Max? You guys say it's pearls of wisdom. And then Carlito goes, "Oh God, mom's lecturing," because I'm always dropping stuff on him too. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends." And I'm like, be careful who you hang out with, because that can determine your future. They mold your mind, and stuff. And I'm always lecturing him. And I know I get on his nerves, but hey, I'm a mother, that's what parents do. Yeah, so let me go down. Let me see, keep going down. Hey, La L's threads. Pearls of wisdom gave me the encourage to start sewing again. Hated it as a child, but now you go, girl. Do your thing. Hey Mary, how are you? Thank you, Joyce. I'm glad you like it. Hey Laura, how you doing? They are learning. Yep, Miss Banks, you are so right. You always think her, and let me tell you something. You don't give up. Miss Banks doesn't let me give up, because I don't know if you guys know, when I bought my serger and I first went to the sewing quilt show with Miss Banks. I went with her, and I bought this beautiful fabric, and she told me on the serger you can do a rolled hem, right? And I could not get that sucker to work for anything, but she helped me, and I finally got it. And now I love doing that hem on dinner napkins and stuff. So yeah, I mean, and I learned from every mistake on that serger. Which, talk about serger, I did take some serger classes, so I do have to do some videos to show you guys how to use the serger. So that I can share what I learned and stuff like that. I'm definitely gonna have to do that and stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna keep going down. That's true. Yeah, sacred wisdom. And I say that if you don't have to go through the chat in the back. Just focus on the first hour, because the first hour is when I really talk about the topic. And then the rest of it is when I just go, hey, let's just hang out. So yeah. But and it could be too, maybe they don't like the channel. If they don't, it's okay. I mean, everybody likes a different flavor sauce, right? So that's how I see it. You just gotta find what suits you, you know. So to me, like I said, sometimes, not and that's another thing too. Not everybody in life's gonna like you, not so, and you gotta be okay with that. You do, because you ever gone to like work and then it's like you get along great with some people, but then other people you're like, Mhm. like, they're all right. I mean, they're not mean, but it's kind of like, okay, I mean, that's just life. That's just life. So, so I just look at it like that, if you like the content, awesome. If you don't, that's okay too. It's fine. Just watch if you want certain information. I hope you can get something out of it. And not, then I'm sure there's another channel out there that might help or that you find more suitable. That's just how I see it. Yeah. So let's see. I'm going down the chat. Um, if I try to do a video, I'd be like the well, let me tell you something, Karen. There have been videos like that for me too. Okay. There have been videos where I start and then it's like I'm like, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, blah 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 blah. And then I'm like, okay, let's delete that. That was a bad intro. I sometimes should leave some of those bleeps in there, okay? And I even did one where I wasn't paying attention. I was sewing, and then Mello walked by, and I locked Mello, and I went shoot, and I was like, "Oh, that didn't work. All right, let's resew that." So I should have left that one in there because I think people would have laughed. But I was like, I don't like to waste people's time. So I'm like, oh well. Um, Hey Iris, I'm happy that you started the channel. It's helped a lot of people and have given them confidence. Oh, I'm glad I did too. Yeah, because like I said, if I could just help one person, it was worth it. I mean, it was worth it. So I'm good with it. Hey Charlene. Oh, Charlene says she just started her embroidery journey. And you're not gonna give up. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna be fine. Um, Life can suck when you're old too. I know it can't. I'm getting up there. I am. I'm getting up there. We all are. It's okay. Um. Oh, thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. Karen said, I cried and thought to myself, what have I done? But didn't give up. And that's the thing. And you're gonna, I'm telling you, you're gonna get pissed off. You're gonna curse. You're gonna whatever. Okay. I mean, just you'll be fine. You'll be fine and stuff. But like the other lady, I think it was Karen. Was it you that said you just hung that thing? I'm telling you, I should have did that too, but I it was on a mighty hoop. Mighty hoops are $150 a pop. I can't hang a mighty hoop. I'd be pissed, because I eventually gotta use it. Hey baby giant, how are you? That's I'm glad. Happy come across having a bunch of friends you can share and learn something from. Thanks to you all. Oh, I'm glad, Charlene. See, that's to me, that means a lot because that means I met my purpose. That's because that is what I want. It's like I wanted to build, I wanted to have a community where people can talk, have fun, just have fun. It doesn't have to be serious. We can talk more than just embroidery. We can talk about anything and just encourage each other. And that to me is what's important. And I'm really glad that everybody really is loving those gift exchanges. This is the third year. Okay. And Yeah, and I cannot wait to see all the gifts. I know I have to get started on mine. I don't know who I'm gonna get, but I gotta make sure that I do well because I don't want them to be on that YouTube channel and they go, "Oh my God, Jeanette sold me this person. It's all crooked," you know. Because could you imagine? Oh, you guys would fall out and laugh at me. So I gotta do good. Okay. So I'm determined to try to make it as nice as possible and stuff like that. Okay. So, but it's gonna be fun. Maybe I should do a little crooked thing just for fun. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's see. Let me go down. Um DDD. I think we're almost at the end. Oh, hey, Mary. Yeah, yeah. It was my dad passed away in June. Yeah, in June, June 5th. June 5th was his day. And it was hard cuz I drove a lot. I was driving a lot between Virginia and Florida. Um yeah, but that's okay. I mean, he's resting now and stuff like that, and it was expected, you know. Hey, Lunette, how are you doing? Welcome. How did you start your business? I have lots of channels that can answer that question. But I just started about, I think I've had my embroidery business now for about 4 or 5 years now, something like that. Um, yeah, you know, but and doing pretty good. I like it. I like it. Um, let's see. And actually, the way I started it, Nanette, is I did Etsy. I started with Etsy, but I also started locally. So it's kind of like the local and the online store kind of went hand in hand because I did a couple of gifts. Actually, that's really what it all started down was when you start making gifts for friends, and then next thing you know, your friends are using them, and then people find out about it, and then before you know it, you're all over the place. That's why I say even if you're doing this for a hobby, don't be surprised if people are going to start approaching you and they're going to ask you to start doing stuff. So it's like you may not be your intention that you want it to be a business, but eventually you're going to end up with customers and stuff. Because I remember once I was talking with Miss Banks, and Miss Banks really does it as a hobby. But there have been times when she's like, I got a customer because people know that you can do this, and it is difficult to find embroiderers that will do little simple embroidery items, right? Some companies just won't touch the small ones. So um yeah, so let's see. uh okay, I'm gonna scroll down because it is getting late. It's like 10:30, and I have been up, and I am really, really tired. And then what I'm planning on doing is tomorrow, I'm actually going to be at a cabin in Maryland. I'm really supposed to be there tonight, but today, but because it started a new job, I couldn't ask for the day off because I was actually going to do the embroidery happy hour from the cabin. So I am going to be I have to get up early in the morning, and it's going to be a 3-hour drive. It's in Maryland. It's a cabin in Maryland, and already my girlfriends are there. So and I'm sure they already started drinking and having a good time and everything. So I'll have to get up early in the morning and then hit the road and then be with them until Sunday. And then I'm going to be coming back. I will video the cabin. From what I see in the pictures, it's beautiful. Okay. From what I see the pictures. But you know how sometimes pictures can be. Okay. So they did text me and they say they're gorgeous and they're in love with it. But I'll videotape it so you guys can see it, But from what I see, it's a gorgeous home, and it's in the woods, and it has like a wraparound porch and stuff. So I am so looking forward to being able to sit out there and just look at all those trees. And I bet you the view is going to be beautiful because the trees are changing colors and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. So I will make sure that I videotape that. I mean, it's not going to be a sewing thing, but just to show you guys it, because I think, I would like to share that with you guys, because I just wanted to go out there and relax and all that kind of stuff and everything. And yeah, because it is a needed break that I have, especially this week's been crazy, 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 crazy. So guys, I am going to call it the night. And once again, I really do like our Fridays and stuff. If you guys have a topic, seriously, if you guys have a topic that you want me to cover for embroidery happy hour, that maybe you want me to do research or something like that, let me know on the Facebook group. Okay. Just, put it down and say, hey, Jeanette, could you cover this topic or that topic or whatever? Okay. I don't mind doing it. I'm okay. I'll do the research for it and stuff, and let's talk about it. We can share our experiences about whatever topic you guys want, because I really want the embroidery happy hours to be a time where we can all learn and share. So, if there is a topic out there that you just really want to know a little bit more about, just let me know. I have no problem, because none of my topics are etched in stone. It's not like I have a schedule. A lot of times, what I do is I just spent the whole week thinking about it. Like, what can I share with you guys? So that way, I can help you guys. Or what did I experience that week that I can share with you guys? Like, did I have a bad customer experience, or was there like a stabilizer that we must stay away from, or something like that? You know what I mean? I always just like to think about what I went through the week, and all that kind of stuff, and try to share with you guys my experience, so that way it can kind of help you guys. All right. So guys, I am going to call it the night. I am going to get some shut eye, because I have to get up early in the morning and do that 3-hour drive and try to enjoy some view. So I will talk to you guys next Friday at 8 o'clock. And I hope you guys are enjoying all the gift miss videos. I've done 12 of them, the 12 days of gift miss. And I'm hoping that those videos are giving you guys some ideas for great, Christmas gifts that you guys can embroider for your friends and your family, or even for yourself. So I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night, and you guys take care. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. And thanks again for all the support. Love you all. Bye.